Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of my garage, where we're joined here again today with the B200, but between episodes I've pulled the engine out. It's sitting on the floor over there, and we've taken the battery, fuel line and wires main out as well. I've also just noticed this starter motor is not looking good either. We're going to go ahead and pull that out as well if we can get into the other bolt. And we'll set that down there for the time being. And what I've done is I've pulled the engine stand out into this area of the garage, as well as the desk with the ordering catalogue on it. We only have $1,100 to do this, but we need to rebuild this engine. A lot of it we will reuse. In fact, I'm going to take the... I would like to just have the fan belt if that's possible. I can't tell if that's good or not. It looks okay. I will assume that that's okay. But we're going to strip this engine down here, because obviously the block is not looking too clever. Now these bolts, I could probably leave these in. And just find the angle to get into them. I could probably leave these in, but no need to. That all looks like it's in good condition. That is also in good condition. The exhaust is on the floor over there. But let's get to stripping this thing down. I don't think I've done an engine teardown on the channel yet. Probably be easier on the stand actually, so I'll just go ahead and do that. Thermostat looks good. Good parts will go here, bad parts will throw in the corner. Now the water pump and the pulley and the fan and all of these parts look absolutely fine. Let it fall off and then we'll move it across. Looks like this pulley is also absolutely fine. And then we've got this timing cover which does not. Wait for it to fall off. So that part will need replaced. Let's get this oil pan off and see what's going on under there. The only part that will keep on the block is the whole clutch assembly. We'll probably just go ahead and replace all of that. Oil pan looks fine. Not an awful lot of this looks good, but I'll pull it out just to double check. Don't know what happened there. Camshaft pulley looks fine. Camshaft itself actually looks okay. The timing chain, not so much. I don't know if we have to use the pry tool. Yeah, the cam looks absolutely fine. Let's start working over this side of the engine. These wires look okay. I'm going to leave the spark plugs in there and check them from the underside. So there is that. I don't enjoy doing spark plugs. The coil looks fine. The distributor looks fine. Fuel pump I think is fine. It always kind of looks a bit like this. This is kind of what they look like new, so I'm gonna say it's okay. The oil filter will change anyway because I don't imagine it makes any difference at all in this game if you reuse parts like that. But in real life, no, you don't do that. Take the rockers out. Again, as far as I can tell, they look okay. It's hard to tell what is and isn't okay with some of the parts, but they look okay. Let's take the head off now. Let's see if we can see the spark plugs. What I'll actually do is I'll bring it over to the table over here. Yeah, we've got, I'd say, at least one bad spark plug. That one right in the middle. So while it's off, we'll get that done. And we do have spark plugs on the shelf, or at least I believe we do. Yep, that spark plug is not good. Now we just need one. Very much need to restock this garage. Yeah, sure, that one can stay there. Just double check these. Can I set this down that way? No, it's gonna fall. The rest of them look okay. Yeah, they've all got a bit of a shine to them, so they're all fine. Let's pull out the rest of the parts under the engine here. I'm just going to pull it out in one piece. It's going to take the flywheel and everything with it, but that's okay. That all actually looks pretty decent. I think the flywheel might be okay as well. I might put all that back in. The block is definitely dead, but the block is now empty. So all in all, that's not bad. These all look absolutely fine. So let's go to the B200 and it's the inline 6. Go to the engine and let's get a new block. And of course, head gasket to go with that. We'll leave the head gasket off just now. I'm going to see if through some miracle I can just put all that straight back in. There we are. That's that reattached there. The head gasket. There wasn't actually a head gasket on the other engine, it's worth pointing out. I'm not convinced that that head gasket is sitting right, actually. Almost looks like there's more than one on there. There's not, though. There, that looks better. Shouldn't see it poking through the side as much as it was. Let's get this engine reassembled as it should be. Of course, we'll need to refill it with oil, which we don't have enough of, I believe. I think we've only got one jug of oil left on the shelf, which obviously is not enough. Engine rebuilds don't take too terribly long. I've been going for 10 minutes so far, and it's probably another 5 and it'll be back in the truck. The disassembly is literally just the opposite of, well, the opposite of what we're doing now. So not a difficult engine, this one. V8's a little bit more complex, but even that is not a difficult engine. Let's go for oil pan. Should have maybe put the camshaft back in, but not to worry. I will put it back in. Actually put it back in right now. That's irritating. Why is that not taking? I'll get that fixed and I'll bring you guys back once the head gasket issue's sorted. I don't know why it's not joining on properly, but I'll get everything done and I'll bring you guys back to a complete engine with head gasket included. Okay, so that's the engine complete. I did have to sell all of the scrap parts that I have lying around, including the engine parts, in order to get the rest of the bits I need. I'm down to $46, which is a scary prospect because I still need to get some more oil, and I think the coolant's full, but I'm very much hoping so. So the engine is here. These parts here are all sitting on the floor down here with a new starter motor, which we'll put that in first. It's the last part out, so tighten that up. If I can get in, there we are. And then one newly refurbished engine. A little bit of frame rate there as it sort of recognises this engine in the car. There we are. And the next thing I want to put on is this fuel line. It goes just down here, like so. Next we'll set the wires main in place and then grab the battery as well. And we'll put the battery in place. Connect the two of them together. We've got the earth bolt there. We've got the alternator. And then round this side we have the starter motor. And then finally bring this across and bolt two bolts back into the exhaust. Now that, in theory, is everything on this truck. Let's have a look now. It's not quite 5 stars, which is surprising because there's nothing else actually wrong with it. Unless the floor took some damage, but I don't think it did. I don't think it did at all. So let's jump in it and make sure it actually starts. That would probably be a good thing. Yes, starts, no problem. I did also adjust the game audio down a little bit more, so hopefully the sound of the engines isn't overpowering. I must have missed something, but I have no idea what that would be. I missed that wall. Almost swung the door into it there. I'm quite happy with that. I think this car, although it's not 5 stars, I think I'll just go ahead and sell it. It's 16.5 grand we will get back for that, which isn't bad at all. Not top money. Top money is a good bit more. We've got things lying around out here from the rally car, which I'll just go ahead and dispose of. I do also still have the BMW in here, along with the rally car. As you can see, this is... I forgot to put oil in that engine, that might be what's wrong with it. Rally car with its dings and dents, that's where I hit the wall, and that's where I can't even remember what did that. One of the many crashes did that. And then we've got this car here. Don't know what to do with this one. We've done loads of these BMWs. So what I'll do is I will do a quick jump cut here. I will go and try and find another abandoned car. I'll check the 4 spots for an abandoned car, and I'll bring you guys back if we find one. Okay, that was a bit of a surprise. This is literally the first place I looked. I just went and got fuel and thought I'd do this one, and then rally stage 1 location, and then a junkyard location, and then circle back to the mountain cabin location. And this is the first one I found. There's a spring lying on the ground as well. I'll just put that in what's left of a trunk. There's another spring down there actually. Let's drop that in there. So this is a wolf wagon, and it does have a few parts on it. It looks really rough, but I am going to claim that. And does this car have a towing hitch on the back? It does. I have an interesting idea. Let's do something silly. I do have my headlights on, but I don't have headlights. Definitely don't have headlights now. Or radiator. That's I'd say I'd be upset about that, but oh dear. But the car was already broken anyway, so I'm not too concerned about that. But what I want to try out is this thing here. Tow strap. And I'll put that in my backpack. And then I'll pick it up. There we are. I want to try and tow that car back with what's left of this car. Even the door isn't happy about closing. This is the little car that could, no matter how many times I crash it, it refuses to give up. It's not the biggest fan of turning, but it goes. Going to be able to achieve this, but I will see. Is there, or isn't the tow strap? There is indeed a tow strap on the front of this. I'm going to turn this one off so I don't overheat it too early. It's already cooked and I don't want to kill the engine completely. Is it going to let me do that? It is. Like junk pulling junk. I do like my little rally car, even though it's costing me a fortune on alloys. But let's see what we can do with this. Okay, first of all, let's see if this will still start. It does indeed. Let's go into third person view for this. Don't know if we've got the grunt to pull it. Oh, no, now we've cut out. That answers that question. We now have 2 vehicles to recover back. That's $200 down the drain, all because I didn't look where are we going, basically. This one's already worth $500, so we'll tow that back. We'll tow that back, and I guess we have, well, we could take a taxi, but we'll just walk. It's literally over this hill. Okay, that's both cars into the garage now. I can get so many cars in here, it's unreal. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wash them both because I don't actually know how bad the damage really is on this car overall. It might be time to replace the rally car. As awesome as this one's been, it's definitely not lasting with my driving. It's so badly damaged it's not even cleaning properly. There we are. Still has the tow strap on the back of it as well, which is unusual. There we are. Nice and clean with no issues at all. And then this one, which is interesting green colour. I don't actually mind the colour of this one at all. A little bit of rust here and there, nothing too bad. Too far away from the hose. It'd be good if the hose was in the middle of the garage, but that's okay. We'll just do what we can with the length of hose that we've got. There we are, that's something. I think what I'll do is I'll start by grabbing the toolbox, which I've left over here, and the spanner. Let's fully disassemble what's left in this car. And we're just going to trash everything, not even going to keep it this time. It's got some weird visual glitch there. I think that's more or less it. That's a weld-on part on these cars. Pry tool out. That's pretty much it, actually. It's kind of what you'd expect from a free car. It's arguably in better condition than this one. In case you're wondering, this car is currently worth 3,847. Still has 3 overall conditions, which is unusual. Color condition is obviously wrong, it's meant to be purple, and it's pink and black. This car is now worth a little bit less, but that's okay. It does have rust, let's go ahead and fix that. Give ourselves... in fact, let's not do that. Let's instead do something that we definitely don't have the money for. Let's just start chopping it up. Let's see. I don't even know where to begin. Some of the floor looks like it's okay. Don't think that actually popped the floor out, which is a bit of a pain. Still didn't pop the floor out. Just gonna indiscriminately cut as much as I can find. parts flying everywhere. Let's see what's actually still attached to this car, if anything at all. And I wouldn't even really call that a part anymore, that's just scrap metal. See a little area down there to cut. Another one in there. That's the rear floor. That'll be the front subframe and the floor. Awesome stuff. So now we're left with a shell, which is exciting. This one's a Wolf. Engine doesn't matter, it doesn't have one. So let's see, what do we have? Rear panel for the wagon. These parts we need. We need that part. Those parts. Where's the rest of the floor? That part. That's the important part. Let's grab our welder out and get that attached. Immediately running out of an electrode. Okay, so now we have a floor on. Before we get too carried away with welding things together, let's find where I left the grinder. And let's chop the roof off. Which sounds... it's an insane sentence to actually say, but we are going to chop the roof off. Easy as that. If only it was like that in real life. What to do with the grinder now? Next to go is the B pillars here. And the rear quarters. I used all those already. Or flat pack car. Not much left to this car now. A chop there. And along the side here, sill should fall off. Does indeed. that weld there, I think these parts are actually attached to this front piece here. So I don't want to be chopping them off, they can stay on the car. And what I do want to chop off is this rear panel. It looks rather unpleasant. Yeah, how much is the car worth now? Somehow more. This is worth more without all of that. Somehow. Don't quite understand how that works, but it is what it is. Yeah, we have wheel arches on the back now. Some actual structure to the car. We'll do the same for these, we'll get these put on. There's one weld on each of these as well by the looks of it. Just like so. Rear panel, that's a part we're missing. I believe it's right down the very bottom here. It's $100 in itself, just for this strip of metal here. It's now worth $1,500, that's insane. Let's grab a trash bag out. Start tidying up some of this garage. There we are. But unfortunately, that is all I have time for in this episode. I will be bringing the next episode tomorrow. If you are interested to see what I do with this wolf and that rally car, stay tuned for that one. And you can do so by ringing the little bell notification. And while you're down there, if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. It will help the channel out a lot, and I will be eternally grateful. Hopefully we can get to, hopefully we're at 300 subscribers when this video comes out. I'm really hoping we get there. And if not, maybe you can help the cause. And if we are, awesome. Subscribe anyway. It's awesome. I also have a Discord. Discord link is in the video description. And as I mentioned, I'll be back with the next episode tomorrow. Thank you all very kindly for watching, and I'll see you guys there. Bye for now.